What are the challenges faced in maintaining station keeping for geostationary satellites? Nice work. You chose constant monitoring and adjustment, and it is correct. What is the point on the surface of the Earth that is directly below the satellite called? You got it? Your choice sub-satellite point is right. The satellite that is used as a relay to extend communication distance is called as dash. You chose communication satellites, and it is correct. A satellite signal transmitted from a satellite transponder to Earth station is dash. Great thinking. Downlink is the right choice.
Which technique uses two different antennas to reduce traffic on the same frequency?
Excellent. Frequency reuse is a brilliant choice. What is the main advantage of using multiple spot beams in satellite communication? Well picked. Reduced interference is the correct answer. Which country launched the world's first artificial satellite, Sputnik 1, in 1957? Good job. Your answer, Soviet Union, works well here. The number of days when Earth's shadow falls on a geosynchronous satellite is dash. Bravo, 88 is the answer. Which of the following orbits is most commonly used for communication satellites? Solid response. Geostationary orbit is a valid choice. Which of the following is not a part of the propulsion subsystem of a satellite? Cool. Great job. Gyroscope is the accurate answer. As the height of a satellite orbit gets lower, the speed of the satellite dash. Correct. Increases is the right answer. The direction of orbit in the same direction of Earth rotation is called dash. Excellent choice. Programmed is the right answer. What is the primary function of the power supply subsystem in a satellite? Correct response. Power generation is the most accurate answer. What is the primary cause of transmission losses in communication systems? Right choice. Attenuation is the best answer. Why are techniques like frequency reuse and spatial isolation carried out? Sharp thinking. Reduce traffic load is the right choice. The velocity with which the satellites revolves around a planet is called. Nice selection. Orbital velocity is the correct and valid answer. The transmitter-receiver combination in the satellite is known as a dash. Smart move. Transponder is an accurate answer. What is the unit of measurement for the carrier-to-noise ratio? Perfect. Decibels is the correct choice. What is the distance from Earth of low Earth orbit satellites? Well done. 500 at 500 km is the right choice. Orbital disturbances of a geosynchronous satellite are caused by the. Strong choice. All of the above is the right answer. The Earth area covered by a satellite radio beam is known as dash. On track. Footprint is the correct answer. The quality of a space link is measured in terms of the dash ratio. Right again. C again is a valid answer. What is the number of satellites present in the Iridium system? Exactly. 66 makes sense and it is right choice. The height of a geostationary satellite from Earth's surface is.
Well reasoned. 35 any 3D numbers is the correct choice.
The first geostationary satellite launched in 1965 was called. Valid point. Early bird is true. What is another term for community antenna TV systems? You're right. Cable TV is the correct answer. Which is not a characteristic of the L-band spectrum is dash. Good thinking. Wide bandwidth is the right answer. Which of the following types of satellite covers more area? Nicely done. Geo is a solid answer. The force keeping a planet in orbit around the sun is dash. Clear logic. Your choice gravity is sound and 100% true. Dash collects very weak signals from a broadcast satellite. Smart pick. Satellite dish is the correct choice. Network satellite communication. What does GPS stand for? Correct response. Global positioning system is the most accurate answer. What is the primary purpose of a geostationary satellite? Excellent. Long-distance communication is a brilliant choice. What is the primary function of a satellite transponder? Strong choice. Amplify and relay signals is the right answer. The carrier-to-noise ratio for a satellite depends upon. You're right. All of these is the correct answer. How long does it take for the moon to orbit the Earth? Nice selection. 28 days is the correct and valid answer. Which type of satellite is satellite broadband using? Well reasoned. Geo is the correct choice. Which of the following is not a satellite subsystem? Correct. Ground station is the right answer. System satellites orbit the Earth once in dash has. Well done. 24 is the right choice. Which of the following is not one of Kepler's laws? Nicely done. Law of harmony is a solid answer. Mention the different services of satellite systems. Great job. Broadcasting satellite services is the accurate answer. A geostationary satellite orbits around Earth once. Well picked. Per day is the correct answer. Radio broadcasting is a familiar example of dash. Solid response. Frequency multiplexing is a valid choice. Rotation of a geosynchronous satellite means it's. Bravo! Wobbling is the answer. A synchronous satellite orbits the Earth once in. You chose 24 hours, and it is correct. The main advantage of satellite communication is. Smart move. High reliability is an accurate answer. GPS satellites belong to the following category. Right choice. None of the above is the best answer. Frequency range for satellite communication is.
Exactly. 130 Gs makes sense and it is right choice.
The height of geostationary satellite is dash. Perfect. 35,930 cam is the correct choice. What is application of satellite systems? Smart pick. Weather forecasting is the correct choice. Type of orbit based on its height. Good job. Your answer Geo, Leo, MEO works well here. Satellite power generation is through. Great thinking. Solar cells is the right choice. Geostationary satellite follow. Valid point. Elliptical path is true.
Satellite engine uses dash.
Nice work. You chose ion propulsion system, and it is correct. JESM used which technology? On track. FTIMA is the correct answer. INSAT-2 was launched from. Excellent choice. French Guiana is the right answer. Troposphere is medium 4. Clear logic. Your choice space wave is sound and 100% true. Define universal time day. Good thinking. Earth day equal to 124 is the right answer. Intelsat stands for dash. You got it. Your choice international telecommunications satellite is right. Radius of the Earth is. Sharp thinking. 6 106 is the right choice.
Orbit means
Right again. To move around is a valid answer.
how you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format.
Solid response. Contact Narayan Changda is a valid choice.